Well, hello there. Sion Batson here from Sion Batson Tutoring, and in this video we will be solving one-step equations. Very important concept for all of my 6th graders, my 7th graders, and my GED students. So let's go. Now, this exercise is out of my 7th grade math workbook. You can master 7th grade math, next generation learning standards. This workbook covers all of the next generation learning standards as well as all of the Common Core learning standards for 7th grade. This workbook is filled with very simple and easy to follow notes, step-by-step examples, guided examples, and more than 1,100 practice problems and answers. Parents love this workbook. Students love this workbook. And the teachers love this workbook because it is a great resource for extra practice at home, for homework help, and it is the ultimate study guide to help your scholars get ready for the 7th grade state exam. So if you have a 7th grader, I would highly recommend that you get them a copy. You can get your copy from Amazon. Now, to our exercise. When solving a one-step equation, our ultimate goal will be to get the variable we are solving for on a side by itself. Yes, when solving a one-step equation, our ultimate goal will be to get the variable we are solving for on a side by itself. Now, to get the variable by itself, we will have to get rid of an unwanted company. To get rid of the unwanted company, we will use the opposite operation. Now, very important, whatever the opposite operation is, we must perform that operation on both sides of the equation. Very important, yes? Whatever the opposite operation is, we must perform that operation on both sides of the equation. For example, if the opposite operation is to add 4, we must add 4 to both sides of the equation. If the opposite operation is to subtract 2, we must subtract 2 from both sides of the equation. So far, so good? Nice. Let's go to our first example here. First example here, we have x plus 5 is equal to 10. Now note, the equal sign splits or divides the equation into two sides, the left side and the right side. Our variable x is on the left side. So our ultimate goal will be to get the x by itself on the left side. Now, to get the x by itself, we will have to get rid of an unwanted company. In this example, the unwanted company is 5. Look right here. If I were to get rid of this positive 5, the x will be on the left side by itself. So, how are we going to get rid of the 5? Well, we have to use the opposite operation to get rid of the 5. Now, since the 5 is adding, we will subtract to get rid of the 5 because the opposite operation of addition is subtraction. Yes? So since the 5 is adding, we will subtract 5 to get rid of this 5. 5 take 5 is 0. And that's the purpose of the opposite operation. The opposite operation gets rid of or eliminates the unwanted company. Now, we are not done. Remember, whatever the opposite operation is, we must perform that operation on both sides of the equation. So since we subtracted 5 on the left side, we must also subtract 5 on the right side. And if I subtract 5 on the right side, I'm left with 5 because 10 take 5 is 5. And on the left side, the x is by itself because 5 take 5 is 0. So that 5 is gone. So we're left with x is equal to 5. We've accomplished our goal because the x is on the left side by itself. So we're done. X is equal to 5. Very simple process, yes? Now, note, these equations are called one-step equations because only one step is required to get the variable on a side by itself. Get the idea? Very simple process. Let's try another one here. It's a very fun and simple process. Our ultimate goal will always be to get the variable by itself. And to get the variable by itself, we will have to get rid of an unwanted company. To get rid of the unwanted company, we use the opposite operation. Very simple. All right. This example here, we have y take 6 is equal to 10. Our variable in this example is y. Y is on the left side of the equation. So our ultimate goal will be to get the y on the left side by itself. Now, to get the y by itself, we will have to get rid of an unwanted company. In this example, the unwanted company is this 6. Look right here. If I get rid of this negative 6, the y will be on the left side by itself. So our job is to get rid of this negative 6. Well, since the 6 is subtracting, we will add, because addition is the opposite operation of subtraction. Remember, we use the opposite operation to get rid of the unwanted company. And the unwanted company is 6, and the 6 is subtracting from the y. So since the 6 is subtracting, we are going to add 6 to the left side. And if we add 6, 6 is gone. Again, that's the purpose of the opposite operation, yes? Now, we aren't finished. Remember, whatever the opposite operation is, we must perform that operation on both sides of the equation. So since we added 6 on the left side, we must also add 6 on the right side. And if we add 6 to the right side, 10 plus 6 gives us 16. And on the left side, we have y left. So y is on the left side by itself. We have accomplished our goal. Y is equal to 16. Very simple concept, yes? All right, let's keep going. Very simple process, very fun process, very important concept. 6th grade, 7th grade. Once you're going to be doing algebra, you must master how to work with equations, or how to solve equations. All right, look at this one right here. This example, we have 2x is equal to 10. Again, our ultimate goal will be to get the x on the left side by itself. Now, to get the x by itself, we will have to get rid of the 2. See that? If I get rid of the 2, the x will be on the left side by itself. Now, how do I get rid of the 2? Remember, we use the opposite operation to get rid of the unwanted company. If you remember, 2x is the same as 2 times x. So this 2 is multiplying the x, right? Because 2x is the same as 2 times x. So since this 2 is multiplying the x, we will divide by 2. Yes? We will divide by 2. Because the opposite operation of multiplying is dividing, or the opposite operation of multiplication is division. So since the 2 is multiplying the x, we will divide by 2 to get rid of the 2. And 2 divided by 2 will give us 1. Yes? Now, we aren't finished. If we divide the left side by 2, we must also divide the right side by 2. Yes? If we divide the left side by 2, we must divide on the right side by 2 as well. Remember, whatever the opposite operation is, we must perform that operation on both sides of the equation. So, on the left side, we have what left? 1x. And on the right side, we have 5. Because 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 1x is equal to 5, or x is equal to 5. Because 1x and x is the same thing, yes? So x is equal to 5. Very simple. Get the idea? Lovely. Lovely. Now, let's try one more, and then you will get a chance to try one. Let's say I have m over 6 is equal to 5. Again, our ultimate goal is to get m on the left side by itself. However, to get m by itself, we will have to get rid of the 6. Yes, look right here. If I get rid of the 6, m will be on the left side by itself. Now, how are we going to get rid of the 6? We have to use the opposite operation. Very good. Now, what is the 6 doing to the m? The 6 is dividing the m. M over 6 is the same as m divided by 6. Yes? So, since the 6 is dividing the m, we will have to multiply by 6 to get rid of the 6, because the opposite of division is multiplication. So we will multiply on the left side by 6. If I cross this out, 1 is left. No, we aren't finished. Remember, whatever the opposite operation is, we must perform that operation on both sides of the equation. If we multiply the left side by 6, we must multiply the right side by 6 as well. So what's left after multiplying? On the right side, we'll get 30. And on the left side, we have 1m. Well, we know that 1m is the same as m. So m is equal to 30. Very simple. Yes? Now, your turn to try one. If you want to pause the video, or you want to go back and watch the previous examples that we just worked, that's fine. Okay? But I want you to take a shot at this one right here. But 14 is equal to, let's say, y plus 10. Pause the video, give it a try, and then come back and see if we get the same answer. Okay? Now, welcome back. Let's see if we will get the same answer. In this example, the variable y is on the right side of the equation. So our ultimate goal will be we have to get y by itself on the right side. To get y by itself, we will have to get rid of the 10. Yes? If we get rid of the 10, the y will be on the right side by itself. Now, how are we going to get rid of this 10? Well, the 10 is adding. This is y plus 10. Since the 10 is adding, we will use the opposite operation to get rid of The 10. The opposite of addition is? Very good. Subtraction. So I will subtract 10. 10, take 10 gives me 0. And again, that's the purpose of the opposite operation, yes? Now, if I subtract 10 on the right side, I must also subtract 10 on the left side. Remember, whatever the opposite operation is, we must perform that operation on both sides of the equation and to keep the equation balanced, yes? So, if I subtract 10 on the left side, I'm left with 4. And on the right side, I'm left with y because the 10 is gone. So 4 is equal to y, or y is equal to 4, right? Either one is fine. So our example here, y is equal to 4. Now, don't get frustrated if you made a mistake somewhere. That's fine. Look at the example, see what I did, and then try it again. Let's try one more. Let's try one more just for fun's sake. I know you guys are having a ball here. I know you guys are having a grand time. Let's say 16 is equal to 4x. So pause the video, give it a try, and then come back and let's see if we will get the same answer. Remember the process. The ultimate goal is to get the variable on a side by itself. To get the variable by itself, we will have to get rid of an unwanted company. To get rid of the unwanted company, we will use the opposite operation. Pause the video, give it a try, and then come back and let's see if we will get the same answer. Yes? Now, welcome back. In this example, we have to solve for x. Our ultimate goal will be to get x by itself. X is on the right side, so we have to get x by itself on the right side. To get x by itself, we have to get rid of this 4. See that? The 4 is the unwanted company here. If I get rid of the 4, the x is by itself. The question is, how do I get rid of the 4? Well, we always use the opposite operation to get rid of the unwanted company. And we know that 4x is the same as 4 times x. So this 4 is multiplying the x. So since this 4 is multiplying the x, we will have to divide by 4 because the opposite operation of multiplying is division. So we will divide by 4. Now, we're not done. Remember, if we divide on the right side by 4, we must also divide on the left side by 4 as well. So if we divide, 16 divided by 4 is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So we're left with 1x. And we know that 1x is the same as x. So 4 is equal to x, or x is equal to 4. Get the idea? Get the concept? Very good. I really hope you guys grasp this concept really good. Again, if you want to practice more, this exercise is out of my 7th grade math workbook. You can master 7th grade math, next generation learning standards. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope you find it useful and helpful. Until next time, enjoy your math homework and remember to practice. Thank you.